Edward here from erviewer.com. I have a new video for you. This is a little bit different than what I normally put out. I have two sessions on this video that I had done, and the interesting thing about them is that if they were operational sessions, they would be considered a complete and total miss. I completely missed the targets on for both sessions in a really bad way. But the interesting thing about them is that, again, these are experimental sessions. These are explorational sessions where I'm experimenting with painting prior to doing the session. I get my target and I focus on my target, and I just allow myself, using watercolor paints, to work with any colors that come into my perceptions, any shapes that come in, a total freedom of expression, freestyle painting. And I do that for as long as I feel, and then when I'm done, I go and I do the session. And this has allowed me to, it has really enriched the experience for me. It makes it a really wonderful experience of remote viewing. But again, these two sessions are misses. I completely missed the target that I was supposed to be remote viewing. But the interesting thing about it is that after the sessions, I was thinking about it after reading again a section in Lynn Buchanan's book, The Seventh Sense, where he talks about attractors, or things that are at the target site that draw the viewer away from what they're supposed to be describing and into something that they find interesting as well, and they kind of get fixated on that. And I believe that is what happened to me with both of these sessions. My theory on that is that with my incorporation of this freestyle painting, that it kind of unhinged me from paying too much attention to what I was supposed to be remote viewing, and just allowed me to go to something that I felt was more interesting than the target itself. There are, in this first session that I'm going to show, and I've edited the sessions down. They were relatively short sessions anyway, but I edited them down to about 10 minutes just to show the parts with some feedback that I had found to show what I was perceiving and drawing and describing. But the first session here the target was the blood fountains that are located in the center of Bucharest in Romania. And these are a really beautiful fountain system that they have. And for a period of time, they dyed the water red in order to bring attention to the hemophilia problem that they have. There are several thousand people who live there, suffer from the blood condition. And so to bring attention to that and awareness, they made the fountains red for a while. So after reading rereading Lynn's book the other night on his section about attractors, I decided that, well, why don't I go and I'll actually Google map this place for both of these places and see if I can find what it was that I was drawn to. So I found in Google Maps the location of the fountains and went down on street level, and I looked around in their panorama photographs, and right across the street from the fountains are these really beautiful kind of Art Deco buildings that they have. They look like they're maybe apartments or maybe office buildings. They're about 10 or 12 stories high, really beautiful buildings. And on top of them are these huge billboard advertisements for different products and different things. They're gigantic. They really stand out, and they're kind of bizarre looking to me. And in this session, that's what I locked onto, was this building with these things on top of it. And I just was kind of overwhelmed by it, and I just kind of stayed with that. Buildings with some things on top of them. And so I went and I searched and I found it. So in this video clip, the first portion here that you'll see are the highlights of my descriptions of this building with these things on top, with some clips that I took from Google Maps. This is about 10 minutes long. After that, I will do another intro clip for the second video that I did, session that I had done, which again was a total miss. These are both considered operational misses, but because I'm experimenting and exploring, I just find them interesting and I really want to share them. The targets I got from Lynn Buchanan's website, again, crviewer.com. I'm not giving out the dates or the targets anymore out of respect for Lynn. If somebody's going to go to these sites and actually utilize these practice targets, I don't want to be giving away what they are. So I just show some of the feedback, but I don't give away any of the information regarding what the target, what specific target it is. So, and hope you enjoyed this first one. And again, this is about 10 minutes long, and after that, I'll do the second intro for the second session. Stage 4, and I have this something on top of something. Something on top of something. And let's move to the something on top and describe and sketch. Move to the something on top. Move to the something on top and describe and sketch. Sitting on top of. Stuff is on top. Sitting on top. You know, movement here. Actually, hang on. Let me see here. Sitting on top. What is sitting on top? What is sitting on top? Objects? Metallic? Metallic. Connected. They're part of it. Part of the structure. Round and flats. Describe the structure. Describe the structure. Structure. Vertical. Angular. Up. There's something on top. It's 10:03 a.m. So I feel like I'm dealing with a structure here. A structure. Getting a sense of motion here. Something that feels kind of like a flat area, like a platform. Something on top. I'm getting the ideas of calculating in numbers. It feels like there's something on top of the structure. Sitting on top. It's connected like a unit. It's like it's connected or linked together. And this is the painting that I did of my colors and perceptions prior to doing the session. So let's find out what it is. Oh, there's a nice swirl like I had in my painting. And here's the second session that I had done that was considered, it's a total miss. I completely missed the target. I did not describe what I was supposed to describe. But again, I believe, like I stated about Lynn Buchanan's section in his book for the attractors, I was attracted to something. I was drawing something, I painted something, I was describing something. I just was not describing what I was supposed to be describing. I was attracted to something else. The target was a festival in a town in northwestern Spain called the Orense province. In a little town out there, they have this flower festival where the people go out in the streets and they make a lot of noise and they throw flour on each other, and it's a big festival, and you know, just throwing flour everywhere. As interesting as that is, or may be, I was drawn to something else. What I had painted was a structure. It was um, it was an elaborate structure. It was a unique looking structure, and in my session, I was describing this elaborate electrical system. There was an electrical conduit grid with these things that connected, and it was moving, and all of these things. And I went on to describe the most important aspect of this grid system, which I had drawn. I drew this device that was connected to this other grid, and all of these other just kind of electrical systems that I was perceiving, and it was very interesting to me. So when I got my feedback, obviously I saw it was the Flower Festival, and you know, it is a total. I completely missed the target. But when I did some research about the town, the province out there of Orense, I found that they have a very sophisticated train system that stops in that province. Throughout Europe, they have a high-speed train system. It's an electrical train system, and about 6 months ago, it was in the news. Not far from Orense, a train had crashed. It flew off the tracks, was going too fast, and a lot of people were killed, and it was a big news story. That may have been part of the attractor for me when I went into this session, and I got off what I was got away from what I was supposed to be remote viewing. So in this session, I was describing this the most important part of this system, which was this device, and it was connected to this grid. And when I was doing my research and trying to find what I was perceiving, I did find this train system. They have a very elaborate platform that they had designed. It's very artistic. They put a park and all this really beautiful stuff in there. And my painting is a very, very good match for this system of overhanging roofs that they have over the platform for the trains. And when I saw that, I felt that that's what I was perceiving, or what I had been drawn to in this session. And then researching more about the trains, the rest of my session then started making sense about this elaborate electrical grid system with this conduits, and the electric was kind of Tesla-like, and these devices that I was drawing, and they were connected, and all these different things. And what I had found in my research is that these trains that they use, they have these semiconductors that are kind of the brain of the system in this grid, these transistors, and they look very similar to what I had drawn when I did a movement to the most important part of this electrical system, and it looked very similar to that, and how it connects into this grid system. I just thought it was just really interesting. And again, these are misses. I completely missed the target. I went off and was doing my own thing, and I feel that because I'm exploring and experimenting with this free style painting and expression, and then moving into this session, that I'm just allowing myself to go to what I feel is most interesting. So I'll show the highlights from this session coming up. Again, it's only about 8 to 10 minutes long or so, with some of the photos and stuff like that I had found in my research. I just found it really, really fascinating, and many more to come. I hope you enjoy. Moving forward. Rolling. Folding in. Folding in. Clamping. Clamping. Locking in. mechanical. It's locked in. It gets locked in. See if I can draw this better here. Machinery. These parts lock together. Part of a system. A machine. A locking system. Locking into place. Metallic. AOL break here. An airplane. Airplane. long, big. It's a system. AOL break, electric power lines. Electric power lines. Energetic, electric, power. It's like a conduit. Conduit. Lines. It's some kind of a system. My AI is, I find it interesting. Very interesting. AOL of the signal here. It it's like some Tesla technology. Wires connecting. elaborate system. You do a movement here. Move to the most significant aspect of this system and describe and sketch. Move to the most significant aspect. AOL break battery. Generator. Outflow. Connections. A whole system connected. It connects a whole grid. So the target feels like an elaborate connected system with all these parts that are connected, like a locking system with things locking into place, wires and some kind of system. There is movement there with some sense that things are kind of locked in, clamped in. Feels obviously man-made, like a man-made grid system. Of elaborate things that are connected, parts that are locked in, metallic machine. And this is the painting that I had done prior to the session, which was really fun to do. And so let's find out what the target is. It's a food fight, flower battle.